Hi guys, how are you? It has been so fucking long. Did you miss me? I know I missed you, but here's the thing, right? Tell you the reason why I've been postponing this video so long now. It is something that is very personal to me. It is something that has happened to me and that is still currently happening to me. And it is something that is related to the two people that I love the most, my mom and my dad. And I'm living all of these things that I will tell you about in the next 10 or 15 minutes or something like that. Thank you for caring so much. I got so many messages. I got at least around 100 messages or something where you guys were literally like, Yadav, what is wrong? Like, why is the video not coming? Where are you, right? So, guys, here I am, and I'll be speaking about the. I mean, sure, there are pros when you're living with your parents, right? But I'll be talking about the cons today. My cons. And this is very personal, and I just did not want to talk about it. Not because I do not want to tell people about it, but it's just that it hurts me to speak all of these things. Because it makes me just realize yet again just how fucking powerless I am in my own life at the moment. And it bugs me, right? It's it's like when you were a kid, your parents can choose you, they can adopt you, your parents can choose not to have you, or they can choose to have you, they can wear a condom and they can choose not to have you, or they could fuck each other and they could actually bring you to the world, or they could adopt, right? They could forego all the pre-functionary acts of intimacy and they could just go ahead to an orphanage and adopt a kid, and voila, on goes life. However, as a child, you do not have the privilege to choose who you grow up with, who you call mother, who you call father. You do not have that privilege. I've been meaning to tell you about this for a long time now, and the reason why I've been postponing this entire thing is because it will trigger a lot of you. It might trigger a lot of you, and it will, whenever you talk about sensitive topic like these, you have to brace yourself that whatever I'm putting on the internet, I can have people who disagree with me. And I think I just had to come to a point where I was okay with that. Where I was okay with the fact that, okay, people do not have to agree with me per se. I'm still telling my story, right? Before I tell you everything, let me say one thing. I do not want to hear you bash my parents in the comment sections. I do not want that. Stop bullshitting. Do not. Don't. Because here's the thing, right? I hate a few things that my parents do. Hate it. I literally hate it. But the thing is, and this is the catch, if I were to be born again, and if I were given the option to choose my parents, I would choose the parents that I've got. That is the irony of the story. It's like, I love them, but god damn it, it is difficult to love them at some points in time, right? But if I were to be given an option of choosing them, I would choose them. I do not want anybody else. As I've already said it before, I think that the parents that I've got is a very big blessing to me. And I think the universe, whatever big power that you believe in, the God, the universe, your, Allah, Jesus, whatever. I think that power really wanted me to have something very good in life, which is why that power gave me my parents. Because I'll tell you the backstory, right? And the family that I'm born in, let me tell you something about it. I am born in a family that comes from the middle of a village. I'm me, my generation. I am the first person that is living in a city. My parents spent their entire childhood in a village, and then they spent their entire adulthood in a village. I am the reason why my parents thought it was worth it to shift from the village to the city. I am the reason. And then seeing me, all of my aunts and uncles, they shifted over here as well. Because, typical Indian household, usne kar liya to main bhi karunga, right? My parents were the first people to shift. My father was fucking adamant about the fact that no, my daughter will get a very good education, she will get everything that she wants, she will get everything that she deserves, and more. And my parents have always kept that promise. that promise that they made to themselves when I was born, that promise has not been broken. I have been loved unconditionally. I had never made a cup of tea. Never. Not for my parents, not for any guests. It's not that I'm forbidden to cook or something. I'm not. If I want to, I can. But that's the thing, right? I have never once been asked to go ahead and disrupt my entire schedule just to make a cup of tea for somebody. No. And I'm telling this to you just to tell you the extent at which I've been treasured, right? So these are my parents. My parents come from a community which is very, very orthodox regarding females, regarding education, regarding moving out, regarding traditions, regarding customs, right? If there is something that is going on, it will go on, whether or not it makes sense or not. For example, if a girl child is, in my village, or the village where my parents come from, if a girl child is born, she is not welcome. Deadass, she's not. This is the environment that my parents came from. And I'm telling you all of this because this is very pertinent to the story that I'm about to tell you. So my parents love me. And I know that as a matter of fact. I do. Just a second, my mother is outside. Right. Sorry for the disruption. So my parents love me. That's a fact, right? But I think that is the problem. My parents love me too much. And in their love, I have not been able to grow as an individual. There is a point in time where you are supposed to let go of your child, whether or not you wish to or not. And I think my parents just keep extending that line time and time again. And I think that is one reason why I have not been able to grow as an individual in my full potential. I am their only daughter. So I understand that they care a lot. And I'm choosing my word very carefully over here. So if I'm speaking a little bit slow, please give me the benefit of the doubt that I'm actually thinking about speaking, so that I'm very mindful about my words. Because I do not want to give you the wrong idea, but I also do not want to understate my truth. I want to tell you exactly what I'm going through, what I've been through, especially for the last 4 to 5 years, especially since COVID hit. Because I was completely socially distant from everybody my age. I think the problem is that my parents love me too much. And I can get it, I understand it. They care too much. The world is not a very nice place to fly in. There is corruption, there is murder, there is rape, and all of that. Everything. Friends betray each other, and not just simple betrayal, they cut each other's pieces up and throw it in the fucking lakes. So I get it, the world is not really a nice place. I am acquainted to it. But that does not mean that you will not allow the other person to fly. The other person over here is your child. In this context, I am the other person. My parents hate social contact. For me. They absolutely detest it. It is the one thing that they will go over and above and beyond for me to cut every contact that I have with a friend. It does not even matter the gender, whether it is a girlfriend or a boyfriend. My parents completely detest the idea of me talking to my peer. It does not matter what is the topic, whether I want to fuck around with a friend, or whether I would just want to spout bullshit with him or her, or whether I want to discuss something that is academic related. It does not matter. My parents would go above and beyond for me to cut contact with anybody who's my age. क्लास 10 तक ये ठीक था. क्लास 10 तक मुझे ज़्यादा ज़रूरत भी नहीं थी. ज़रूरत महसूस होती थी श्योर, लेकिन ज़रूरत ऐसी कुछ थी नहीं खास, क्योंकि स्कूल में दिन बीतता था, अगले दिन स्कूल ही जाना था. तो मुझे पता था that there would be some kind of contact and I was okay with it. उतना मिल रहा था उस टाइम पे and I was okay with it. Class 11th में COVID came, right? And that is when things begin to go at a higher level. Or maybe now that I think about it, it was not really that things were going on a higher level. It was that things were finally visible to me the way they were, क्योंकि स्कूल नहीं था बीच में. And so my parents could not even put that as an excuse कि ठीक है कोई नहीं स्कूल में मिल लेना. It's like नहीं मिलना. And so I was not allowed to do video calls. I was not allowed to talk on the phone with people. I was not, even my teachers, right? My parents did not appreciate me talking to anybody. And it is still the case. And that is something that is difficult for me to understand and for me to just comprehend, that I'm not allowed to hang out with the people that I want to hang out with. This is the sole reason why I do not have such strong friendships with the people whom I was very nice friends with in high school. कोविड आ गया, क्लास 11th और 12th तक कोविड चला, राइट. एंड आई वाज लाइक ठीक है कोई नहीं, नया नया मौसम है, दे विल होपफुली दे विल अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज गोइंग ऑन एंड दे विल बी लीनियंट. बट नहीं, जैसे जैसे टाइम बीतता गया वैसे वैसे दे ग्रू मोर स्टिकर. They would not allow me to talk with anybody ever. It did not matter the topic. It was as if all of the ideas of the world just completely passed through my parents, and the point where they hit was me. And so my parents looked at the world around them and then applied those same concepts on me. Okay, ये हो रहा है दुनिया में, so इसके साथ भी ये हो सकता है. And so they just did not let me do anything, right? And so that is the one thing that has caused a lot of issues in me. And it is fucking crazy how I love my parents, but I have to maintain distance from them because I will not be able to love myself enough if I succumb to the fact that they are my parents and that whatever they do is okay. Because अगर बात एक दिन की होती, 2 दिन की होती, 2 साल की होती, चलता, मैं समझ जाती. बट बात ये है कि बात ख़त्म नहीं हो रही है. It has once begun and it is just continuing. अभी भी I'm not allowed to talk to people my age or anybody. If I talk to somebody, I have to report it to my parents. It is, how do I explain this? How do I explain this to you? My parents would be okay with me being locked up in a room for 1 week straight, and this has happened. I have not talked to anybody, and that is okay with them. I have not gone anywhere, and it is okay with them. Bro, what is wrong? Yeah, I'm sorry about the horns and everything, but I'm speaking and there is constant horns. Maybe it is not visible in the camera, but it is very direct in my fucking ears. So it's kind of irritating, especially when I'm talking about something so emotional and something so personal, right? Where was I? I do not remember where I was. Fuck. Let me just continue anywhere. The thing is that my parents would just cut off all contact. They would be okay. Yeah, right. I was right. They would be okay with me not talking to anybody, not even to them, not doing anything, just laying on the floor, lying down, sleeping, not eating. Everything is okay. But me talking to somebody just to say hello, just to bring back my mental equilibrium to a very static line, that was not okay. It is still not okay. I can be locked in my own room and that's okay. But talking to somebody is not. That's one thing, right? Cutting off all social contact. The second thing is that I'm not even allowed to step out of my house without explaining everything in very great detail. And even then, I'm not allowed to step alone. If I go out of my house, and it does not matter the distance, if I have to go 2 blocks away, fuck 2 blocks. 2 blocks is too far. If I have to step out of my house, I have to do it with somebody. It's almost as if my parents think that I need a chaperone to follow me, just to trace my steps and for them to know exactly where I'm stepping at all times. And it is depressing. It is depressing because I'm not a kid. I am my parents' kid, sure. You will always be your parents' kid, but I feel as if you see yourself through the eyes of the world when you step out, right? बाहर में सड़क चलती आंटी तुम्हें बच्चा नहीं कहेगी. मैं 20 साल की हो गई हूँ. I will not be called a kid by somebody who's stranger to me. And that is how I realized कि ठीक है, मैं बच्ची नहीं रही. So I have to learn things and I will make mistakes. I never said that I'm prone to not making mistakes. No, I never said that. I will step out and I will make mistakes and I will learn from them. But here's the thing, right? I have to learn. And I'm just not allowed to. I am not allowed to, even if I go to a park or to meet somebody. First of all, I'm not allowed to meet anybody, so that's out of the question, right? But even if I am, I'll be sitting over here and my dad will be sitting right here, my mother will be sitting right here, and the person that I'm meeting will be sitting right here. And so it's like I cannot even talk freely. And there is nothing absurd to talk about. I do not have to talk about sex. I do not have to talk about taboo topics such as politics and boyfriends and girlfriends. Those are not taboo, but like I said, my parents' background makes them taboo. I'm not even talking about that. I just want to say, hello, dude, how are you? How is it going on nowadays, right? And I'm not able to, not really, because there are people on both sides of me who are constantly listening to every word that I say to the next person, analyzing my emotions. If I lift an eyebrow, why did she lift an eyebrow? If I'm smiling, why did she smile? And so I have to answer all of these questions, and it's just very fucking depressing because what? Especially when I have never given my parents to doubt me, right? My history is as such that there is nothing to doubt. So there is no scope of doubt, and yet मेरे ऊपर शक करा जाता है. मैं अगेन राइट गाइज, मेरे को नहीं पता मेरे पेरेंट्स मेरे ऊपर शक करते हैं या नहीं, बट उनके भाव से लगता है कि शक हो रहा है मेरे ऊपर. Otherwise, why would you resort to helicopter parenting? Especially when your daughter is able to walk by herself, she's able to talk by herself, she's able to speak up for herself. Why do you feel as parents that you have to follow and track her every move, every person that she meets, everything that she speaks to the other person, and you will go to hell and beyond to prevent every social contact that your daughter has? That you will berate her, you will punish her, and you will speak really bad things to her in a moment of anger, बस क्योंकि आपकी बच्ची किसी दोस्त से बात कर रही है. मुझे समझ में नहीं आता ब्रो, मुझे सच में समझ नहीं आता है. आई हैव थॉट अबाउट इट एंड आई जस्ट कीप थिंकिंग अबाउट इट. देयर इज नथिंग टू अंडरस्टैंड, राइट? और बात ऐसी है कि अगर ये एक दिन का मसला होता या 2 साल का होता या 3 साल का होता, बात वहाँ पे फुल स्टॉप लग जाता उस बात पे, राइट? पर ये एक दिन का, 2 साल का, 3 साल का, इट इज़ नॉट द टॉपिक फॉर अ लिमिटेड पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. ये मेरे साथ चीज़ें 20 साल से हो रही है. मैं 20 साल की हूँ. आज तक आई हैव नेवर गॉन टू, लाइक कभी गली में आई हैव नेवर मेड फ्रेंड्स. आई वाज नॉट अलाउड टू, राइट? आई हैव नेवर बीन टू अ बर्थडे पार्टी ऑफ अ फ्रेंड. I have never invited people to my house for a hangout or something. I have never done it because I was just not allowed to. It got very intense after class 10th. तब 11th में COVID आया. It just kind of hit me like a truck क्योंकि स्कूल बीच में बफर की तरह काम नहीं कर रहा था वहाँ पे. There was nobody. माची, right? I'm sorry for the disturbance yet again. There's just a lot of things going on over here and everything. So the thing is that the way I've grown up, I love the person who I am, but when I sit in silence, right, I look at all my flaws, and those flaws are not visible to the next person. अगले इंसान को देखने पर भी नहीं मिलेंगे वो सारी चीज़ें जो मैं खुद की देख पाती हूँ शीशे में, because those are so finely embedded in my skin, in my fucking soul, that मेरी पूरी ये जो adult years है मेरे, right, अभी as I grow and I flourish, बहुत छोटे छोटे टाइम पर I will have to kind of squeeze the dirt out of myself. और ये गंदगी मैंने अपने अंदर डाली भी नहीं है. So I'm essentially wasting some of my very prime years and doing the dirty work of my parents. Because of what? Because of some stupid insecurity, or because of some just very mind-boggling facts about the world that you just put a stamp of on your daughter. And it just hurts, right? वही मैं कह रही हूँ, it is not a matter of a limited period of time. अगर 2 साल का होता है ठीक है, पर like जब तक जैसे जैसे मैं बड़ी हुई हूँ वैसे वैसे मेरे साथ हुआ है. And now it has just left a very deep imprint on my soul. And I notice the effects of it whenever I talk to somebody, whenever I hang out with a friend, in their presence, of course. Whenever I try to talk to anybody on the phone, it's like I have to look at my back. It's like मेरे को कोई देख तो नहीं रहा है, because the thing is, देख रहा है देखने दो, but if I am caught, I will be punished. And the punishments can vary. Mind you, I have never had a physical punishment ever. Maybe when I was small, but then, I think everybody has had physical punishments when they were small, right? But my parents believe in psychological torture, bro. They do. If they catch me talking to a friend, then they will take away my laptop. Mind you, I work on my laptop as well. It is not a device just meant for talking to other people. I literally do all of my stuff over there. If they catch me trying to make plans with a friend without asking them 50 plus, and I'm not just giving you numbers over here, मैं सच में बता रही हूँ, 50 से ज़्यादा बार पूछना पड़ता है, and even then the answer is generally no, right? So if they catch me making plans, I will be punished. My every move will be finely tuned. It will be finally noticed. And it's very fucking depressing, which is why I do not like talking about it, because as I'm talking to you right now, right, it just makes me realize how powerless I am in my own life, for myself, because of my own parents. Now the dilemma here is that I would not change my parents, because I love the way I am, with all my issues and everything. I love who I am, and it is because of my parents. I'm strong, and the world needs, if I am to step out and if I am to do what I have to do, I have to be strong. But the thing is that little Himanshu did not need to be strong. She needed human contact. She did not need to be completely detached from her classmates, her friends, her teachers, her relatives. She needed human contact. She did not need to be strong. She needed to feel a hug of a friend. When she saw other friends in the class hugging each other, she wanted to get a hug as well, right? So all of these things, right, they're just one aspect of how my parents were and are as I've grown up and as I'm growing up and stepping into, my 20s. And I feel as if their love has been a fucking hindrance in my growth, because it was too much. It's almost as if you pour a little too much water in the plant, the roots will at some point in time stop absorbing that water, and that water will just stand still on the soil. And that is something that has happened with myself. And I hate it. I hate it because it has left effects. And now I will spend my time on doing their fine work, which I never asked for, right? And so it has left a lot of psychological imprints on me, and I will talk about all of that in the other video. But yeah, this is something that I really wanted to tell you. Or I'm sorry यार कि मैंने इतना टाइम लगा दिया. I just did not want to talk about it. मेरे को simply इसके बारे में बात ही नहीं करनी थी. I just did not want to talk about it. इस कारण नहीं क्योंकि मुझे तुमसे बात नहीं करनी थी, इस कारण क्योंकि मेरे को किसी से बात नहीं करनी होती इस टॉपिक के बारे में, क्योंकि मुझे दर्द होता है ये दोबारा रियलाइज़ कर करके कि आई एम पावरलेस, किसी और के लिए नहीं, खुद के लिए, राइट? आई डू नॉट हैव एनी से इन माई लाइफ. आई डू नॉट हैव एनी से इन व्हाट आई डू, राइट? तुम जो कर रहे हो करो, नहीं करना मत करो. बट मैं अपनी ज़िंदगी की बात कर रही हूँ अभी. आई जस्ट it hurts me, right? And the hurt is given by nobody but my parents. And that's crazy. So yeah, that's it. Have a good day, y'all.